at the end of the day, you don't actually have to understand AI to be able to leverage it. You just need to be able to understand what problems you're trying to solve. Are you focused on sales empowerment, which I think is really big and a great way to use AI as it is today. But in addition, you're really focused on data, because at the end of the day, data is what matters when it comes to machine learning and AI, generally speaking.
Here's a recent conversation I had that summarizes some of our survey research out there when it comes to e-commerce investment. And we talked through what's holding manufacturers and distributors back from truly realizing a high return on investment with their overall e-commerce. AI is changing a lot of things out there when it comes to technology and how teams work and how companies interact with their end customers here. And if somebody's looking at improving their e-commerce instance or looking at a whole net new initiative here, where does AI come into the conversation, at least with the technology today?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask certain providers, it comes into everything, right? And maybe they're right, but I think it's important to point out that AI, in and of itself, artificial intelligence, has a lot of ambiguity in it, right? And sort of there's this, there's all this hype around AI that that is warranted in many cases. But you can use the term AI and not actually be referencing machine learning, which is what we're actually talking about here. And that is, the simplest way to break that down is I'm essentially taking an agent and I am training that agent on data to understand something about my world and then be able to make predictions or make decisions. And so, there's a lot of really great applications for that, specifically in forecasting. John, I know you can talk about pricing, product recommendation. There's a lot to do around, like, hey, one of my favorite use cases, and I think is really beneficial, especially for distributors, is sort of this, automatic segmentation and clustering, where I'm saying all of these different customers, it's automatically putting customers into buckets. And then we're doing a comparison to find, well, this customer looks a lot like that customer, but they're not buying this category from us. And so it really creates an opportunity to provide additional intelligence to your sales team and even to your digital marketing, your marketing automation, that sort of thing, to go after those customers and grow them. And so, I think it's really tempting, James, to get focused on the technology itself. But what I'd really encourage, leaders to do, and obviously, if you want to learn how to do AI yourself, go for it. But really, applied AI can be easily translated into, if I were to bring someone in to give me intelligence, what is that intelligence supposed to be? If I need to make decisions, how would I want that person to make decisions? And then it becomes a lot easier to apply machine learning to the problems that are actually plaguing your business, and not just going out and spending money on an application that's not really going to drive EBITDA for you.
Jason, I would just add to what you said, like, there are so many applications for pricing using AI today, right? Most of your major service providers are doing it, really learning from price points that you put out there to maximize your gross margin, but also grow your top line sales. I think AI is breakthrough in pricing, because distribution and manufacturing pricing is very complex. So I think that's a great use case for AI, James.
Yeah, and Jason, as you said, there's other breakthrough examples, like for a sales suggestion engine or recommendation engine.
Yeah, because, one of the cool things about machine learning, especially with something called reinforced learning, and that's really what you want in this sort of circumstance, is you're providing a lot of historical data. So this is transactional data. If you want to get fancy, which is easy to do, you include seasonality data, you include sort of this time series data. And what you end up with is a system that can easily tell a salesperson, hey, this, this is the product you need to try to sell them along with this, product B or whatever. And as a part of that whole recommendation piece, that obviously can be scaled to be automatic. But the cool thing is, you launch it, if it does have that reinforcement training where it's learning specific to your, to interactions that are happening today, meaning that I've made this recommendation of this product, 100 times, and we've sold an additional 5, right? And then this other product that I recommended 100 times, we sold 27 of. It's going to start to learn when it should be recommending what products and to what customers. And so, at the end of the day, you don't actually have to understand AI to be able to leverage it. You just need to be able to understand what problems you're trying to solve. Are you focused on sales empowerment, which I think is really big and a great way to use AI as it is today. But in addition, you're really focused on data, because at the end of the day, data is what matters when it comes to machine learning and AI, generally speaking.
Thank you for watching. If you liked what you heard and want to put some of these insights to use across your teams, please reach out to us at dorngroup.com. If you'd like to receive more unique insights like these on mastering channel performance, whether you're a manufacturer or a distributor, follow us on LinkedIn and our YouTube channels.